I'd like to introduce him to you. He's had 11 cardiac events in his life. He was really on the cusp of death, but then he changed to a plant-based diet in our class. And he's had astounding, amazing results. He hasn't had a heart attack since. And he's trying to make sure more people can live as healthy as he is. And so they can go play golf with him 4 times a week. So his menu he's going to have. Many of you asked for menus that you want to have day by day. So each week we'll present a menu. And the recipes are in the recipe section in your classroom materials. So today, every morning his morning drink. And hemp milk, quinoa pudding, and lunch he has a salad, and supper of green goddess on the go. So we're not going to demonstrate the morning drinks, we're just going to give you the menu which he has.
Well, thank you, Betsy, for the introduction. And the morning drink generally juice. We all do juicing. At least we should be doing juicing, and it's a great opportunity.
Center, please screen share his word. Yeah.
Just a moment, it's going to. Just one moment, Clint, I want to show about the feedback that everybody's going to give you. The Eat and Thrive is focused on learning and improving, and thus feedback is extremely important. As a class requirement, please give the following feedback to Clinton Norton at Verizon.net and a copy to me.
It's net.com.
Beg pardon?
It's net.com. It's Verizon.net.
Oh, I have it on the screen as net. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mine's common. You'll find this form in the 30-minute reminder you received before this meeting. Just click on the link to Clint's email and respond. Just copy the 5 questions into the email and answer them. What did you like about the presentation? Did you find the information useful? If so, how? Did you have any ahas? Did this presentation inspire you to incorporate more fresh live foods into your diet? What could be improved? Other comments or suggestions? And I'm very thankful for these questions which were given to me by Susan Baxter when she did her presentation a few years ago. That's it. This does not go ahead. There we go. Here's Clint's morning drink. Do you want to read it? Clint, or shall I?
Go ahead and read it, Betsy.
2 ounces of wheatgrass juice, 3/4 regular sized beets for blood pressure, 3 stalks of celery, half an English cucumber, 1 apple, 3 medium carrots, 3 handfuls of sunflower sprouts, which you can get from Randy Jacobs in the Boston area, and 1 handful of dandelion greens. Put them in the juicer and you'll get juice. It's delicious. Now I'm just going to show you how to make hemp milk. How do I hide the screen, Raina, so we can just see him? Raina?
Can you stop sharing? Can you stop sharing the screen? Or hold on, I'll just do it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, can we see Clint?
If everyone can just pin his video, there's no other option to like.
What?
You can't like zoom in on someone's camera, but you have the option. Everyone has the option to pin Clint's video
What does
on the corner.
mean? What does that mean so we know what it means?
You just double click.
We click on him and then
Double click his camera.
there's a drop down menu that says pin, and then we see Clint.
Yes.
Hi, Clint. Good, we can see you now.
Okay, all right, good. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is make hemp milk. Very simple, easy process, and it's delicious. First thing you do is you have your blender. I use hemp seeds, held hemp seeds, the whole seeds. I put them in the blender. 1/4 cup to 1 cup of water. So 1/4 cup of seeds to a cup of water. I pour it in, and I add, just for flavor, I add just a dash of organic vanilla. And that gives it a nice little extra flavor. Then I blend it up nicely. And Probably is about 35 seconds. 35 to 40 seconds at the most. Then you have your hemp milk. And it comes out, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it's a beautiful white, brilliantly white color. And it smells delicious and it tastes even better. So what I do with the milk is I make a porridge. And it's, I use quinoa flakes with Ancient Heart, which is a product name. You can get them in Whole Foods or wherever. But I like the flakes better than the seeds. To me, it's more comfortable to eat. And you just pour them into a pot of warm water and warm them up a little bit. And I just have warm water here, and I'm going to stir it just a little bit, but it's the consistency I like. And then it's a porridge. And then after you do that, you take the hemp milk out of the container, because what you need to do is you need to blend, at least what I do, is I blend up flax seeds and maca powder. Now, flax seeds obviously are very, very rich in omegas, and the maca powder is probably one of the strongest, best aphrodisiacs, natural aphrodisiacs you can buy. At least I think it is anyway. And so I add the flax seeds to the blender, just a spoonful, and some maca powder, and stir it up in the blender. And it's going to be a little sticky because I didn't dry it out very much. Usually it works better if the blender is dry, but you do get the idea. And then what that does is it grinds up the flax seeds very nicely. You don't want to buy ground flax seeds if you can help it. They're okay, but if you grind them yourself, you get all the nutrients in it. If they grind them and put them in a bag and leave them on the shelf, it dissipates all the nutrients and so forth and so on. So now I have the ground flax seeds and the maca powder, and I have the quinoa powder, quinoa porridge, and mix them together and stir it up a little bit. And then I have a nice little porridge. It's actually quite delicious. And you pour it in a plate, in a bowl. And I hope I'm not going too fast, but
That's quite a great job.
Betsy says. So I want to get this done right. So we have a little porridge. We take our hemp milk and we pour it over it. And I don't know if you can see that, but
Hold it up a little higher.
well, if I hold it higher, what happens is milk's going to pour out.
Okay.
So then you mix it up a little bit and add your favorite fruit. I usually put a little banana on it, or some fresh strawberries and blueberries. And I'm going to eat this in a little while, so I'm going to add a little few blueberries to it. And just a handful, blueberries and a banana. And that makes my breakfast. It's a lot of protein, a lot of nutrients. It's probably the most power-packed breakfast that I can think of you could eat. So after you've eaten that, you're full. But you can wait until lunch. So at lunchtime, what we need to do is make a salad. Now the salad I make is to me, it's delicious. And I just get a little bowl. I pour in it some cucumbers, chop them up nicely. Pour in a few cucumbers, some tomatoes chopped up nicely, and some black olives. I like black olives. I usually put onions in them. I didn't chop up any onions. And then what I do with this is my avocado. I throw in a half an avocado in there, chopped up. And then I mix it all up nicely. And it kind of liquefies a little bit as you do this. Then what I generally do, and it's not all the time, but if I have a lemon or a lime, I would just put a little bit on it. And I have my lime, just a little squirt of lime. Just to add, it adds a nice extra flavor to it. And then you just keep mixing it up a little bit. It gets all mixed together. And it's just, to me, I just love this. It's so delicious. And then I add salt and pepper, a little pepper. And my salt, which is, I use what's called a real salt. It's a sea salt. It's all the nutrients that you could ever want in a salt. It's not iodized or not table salt, but this is it. I buy it online. It's ancient fine sea salt, and it's unrefined minerals, and it's American made. Anyway, so I use a little salt and pepper and sprinkle it over. And then I take this, after I mix it all together, sometimes, I have onions or garlic. You can throw in a couple of things. You can throw in anything you want to, actually. I sometimes throw in sprouts, but right now, Randy didn't have any yesterday, so I'm out of, I don't have any sprouts. So anyway, then I have a plate with some nice lettuce on it. And I take the salad, put it right on top. Quick, easy. I mean, it took me a few minutes, not much. But the thing is, with a little more salt and pepper on that. Did I already salt and pepper that? I think I did. And that's pretty much what it looks like. But it's so delicious, unbelievable. I mean, it's mixing these together is one thing, but as the way it comes out, I don't know. It's just, to me, I just cannot stop eating it. I eat 2 of these. So that's lunch. Then we go through the afternoon. If we're lucky, we can get a time for a green drink. So that again is pretty much wheatgrass and sprouts and some celery, whatever you like. And then you roll around to supper. So now it's time for dinner. And okay, so we still got a little bit of the flax seeds in there, but that's okay. So for dinner, what I make is, I call it the green goss on the go. I'm not really exactly sure what the technical name of it is. I don't think there is any, but it's kind of a little bit of some of the things that I picked up from some recipes that Betsy had and some of my own. But what you put in is a 2 cups of cucumbers. And then you put in 2 cups of celery. This is going to be my supper tonight after this. I'm going to have a salad too. Then you're going to have, an avocado. I got a little bit more, too much avocado, but that's okay. Avocado. Then I throw in some dandelion sprigs or dandelion leaves. I throw in, what else do I throw in? I don't throw tomatoes in. I throw in cucumbers, celery, lettuce. So I put in some lettuce. I throw in an onion and some garlic. See, what else do I, Betsy? I forgot what else I could put in. I think that's everything. Oh, a little bit of parsley. And a little bit of spinach, a little bit of parsley. And then I put it all together. And then what happens is, when you blend this, the liquid comes out, and it kind of makes a nice soupy flavor to it. So in this process, I will do this. My top, okay. And with a blender, it's tough. The stuff doesn't blend very easily, so you have to punch it down with a puncher. I don't know what I'm do without these vitamins. They're so wonderful. All right, so now I have this delicious, I don't know what you call it. It's just Yummy. And then you put that on a plate. This is a little bit thicker than I usually have it because there was some brown flax seeds and some other stuff in there. So it doesn't look that appealing at first, but I throw a few sprigs of parsley on it. Maybe I put on it a strawberry for appearance, maybe a couple of little things here to make it look pretty. Add salt and pepper. Where'd the salt and pepper go? Anyhow, so I add salt and pepper. Here's pepper. And salt, okay. Salt and pepper is very important. Number one, awfully good, makes it flavorful. So that's the end dish. Just really quick, easy.
Hold it up. Yes, good.
It's
Very
quick,
good.
easy, delicious, and very nutritious. I mean, you know, I've eaten probably so well today that I'll never get sick again in my life. But that's it.
Thank
So I
you.
got all this food to eat, folks.
That was fabulous. That was fabulous. So this is what all of us have the newsletter that came out tonight at 5:30. It has the feedback form on it, telling you what you liked about Clint's, anything that improve it, and if you'd like to use the recipes. And so do look into it. So thank you. And if anybody would like to do some recipes and do a presentation in the coming weeks, please email me. I would love to have you also try to compete with Clint. Thank
No competition, not to compete. No competition. But
As long as-
it would be nice to see what everybody else's recipes are and their ideas. You know, it's important to make them quick and easy because, you know, single people like me anyway, are on the go a lot, and I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So, like I say, I think, what did we spend? We spent about 15, 18 minutes, and we made 3 dishes. We made breakfast, lunch, and dinner here. And I think that it's a nice approach. But anyway, that's my feeling. Hope you enjoyed it.
So thank you. That's great.